Got to start recording early. My bad.
Dude, I mean, I was waiting. I didn't see the video. Let's see.
Here's a website for this bubble, like edible bubble blowing solution.
Oh, it is a solution. Let's see.
Bubbles and booze, it says. There you go, Godzilla.
Wow.
Bubbles and booze.
There's so many creative ways that people give out alcohol. Like, you can, oh my god, baby. Hold on, sorry. Come here, honey.
I hope that Chancey's doing okay.
Who would want to lick an alcohol bubble?
Godzilla, he brought it up earlier before we found the thing.
Godzilla, can you explain to me why you want to lick an alcohol bubble?
That's crazy. I like killed some of their guys and us with a bunch of buffs.
Godzilla said it'd be funny, LMAO.
See, I feel like this is like the perfect kind of like Spencer's gift. People really like stuff that reminds them of when they were a kid.
Okay. I feel Godzilla, I don't think it's funny though. I think it'd just be disgusting.
I mean, I personally don't drink, but I can see someone who really likes drinking and really likes being goofy, wanting to be able to like consume alcohol bubbles. Oh, are you caught up on the Flash?
I do agree. I do not drink either.
Ballin'. Hashtag above the influence. Are you caught up on the Flash, my dude?
Not as of yet. I started watching my favorite anime from the beginning, and I've just been watching that.
What is your favorite anime, my dude?
Okay, don't judge me, but it's an anime called Mirai Nikki, aka Future Diary.
Okay. What's it about?
It's about these people who did basically this. The best way to explain it is it's about people who have diaries on their phone that tell their future. And then they battle in kind of like a battle royale type of way to become god of the universe.
Do they have powers?
No powers. It's just all about the future diaries and trying to outwit everybody else with your diary.
So, you can see your future in the diary. How far in the future can you see?
I believe it's like a maximum for most people of like a month, maybe 3 months to see it. But it's not like years into the future.
Whoa. I've never seen that before.
I mean, but it is like, if you know what a yandere is, the two main characters are kind of in like this relationship where the female is a yandere, so you kind of have to look past that to get into the story. But other than that, it's pretty easy to read.
I have no issues with her being a yandere. So, with you being able to see in the future and your opponents being able to see in the future, can you change the future?
Yes, indeed. That is one of the main things about the show. You're constantly trying to outrace your future because of something that happens on the phone called the dead end. When the dead end hits, you basically have a specific amount of time, basically until that that journal entry that says dead end with the day that journal entry would have been placed on, to fix whatever is going to happen. But if you don't, you die. So you'll see a dead end and you're trying to fix that and change it, and that's usually caused by another journal another person with a future diary fighting against you or something that you would see at that end in the story. And so yeah, it's all about like changing your future and trying to like outwit everybody else who has a diary and changing their future as well with your own.
Has anyone ever, instead of having like a dead end, has like a happy end or something? Like where you know your future's gonna end, but it's gonna be good.
It works like that. I don't think it like gives you a happy end or anything like that. It just keeps telling you how you live out your life until you die.
Okay. So, how quickly, I guess, does your journal change in real time? Like, will you know that you've changed the future as soon as you've taken the right actions?
Yeah. In the show, you can watch as the journal changes. Like you'll see the like phone kind of like glitch out, and then the journal entry will completely change.
Okay.
But the interesting part about it is not everybody's journal is written the same way. It's written in the way you would write a journal. So there's some people who like write journals only about like their like the way they escape from like a robbery or something like that. So maybe your journal is called like the escape journal, which is actually one of the journals in the show. And all her journal does is tell her how she's got to, or what she's got to do to prepare to escape any given situation. So depending on how you write your journal, your future journal will write in the same way. So it can read out pretty big pieces of the puzzle if you're not very aware when you write your journal.
What if you like write a journal, but you don't always put like? Well, then I guess you would end up with like a bad fortune. I was about to say, when I was a kid, I would keep journals where I would like write about my day, but I would also write stories and stuff like that. So I was wondering.
Godzilla said you are walking down an alleyway in the middle of the night and you get jumped by someone wearing nothing but this. Godzilla said, what do you do?
If it's the middle of the night, you don't know that they're wearing like literal booty shorts, so you can't really comment on it. You probably just don't know. You'd assume they're naked, I guess.
I would run if they're just naked as well.
That's fair. Would you call the police?
Godzilla said they are also carrying a torch. Godzilla said so you can see it.
I'd also have to see their ass. I don't think you'd know from the front that they got like the booty in the back.
He said they're also walking backwards.
They yell at you, do you want to see my booty shorts?
Godzilla said they are also walking backwards.
I mean, at this point, I don't feel like I'm getting attacked. Did they attack me walking back? Like, it just seems like a different scenario.
Godzilla said yes.
Okay.
Godzilla said they are attacking you.
Easy game.
It doesn't really feel like, I get it, it doesn't really feel like you're being attacked.
Godzilla said, what did you
walking
do?
up behind.
I feel like I have the advantage, which is fine by me. Wow, my boy prayed so many times. I didn't even know that was like a power in this game. Yes, murk them. Okay. I don't remember what the Trigger Man dude does. I kind of don't want to find that though. Oh, that was interesting. One of the opposing monsters like intercepted the attack. But then they immediately died. Oh, did Kitty tell you that she like wants to be a video game voice actor?
Godzilla said okay after that guy did that behind you you get jumped by a man just wearing this and also wielding a knife. Godzilla said what do you?
Does the man wearing that look as buff as the guy in the picture?
Godzilla said yes.
Is he also headless like the guy in the picture?
Godzilla said no.
What does his head look like?
It looks like Thanos' head.
He likes wearing shirts of his
Godzilla
face.
said it looks like a Viking.
A Viking? I would probably be wondering about his fashion choices and also what he's doing in an alleyway at night. So I just ask him about it.
Godzilla said he's attacking you.
Well, maybe if I ask him a question, it'll throw him off. He'll be
Godzilla
like, "Why
said
are
you are
asking
about
me
to
a
get
question?"
shanked.
Shanked with what kind of knife?
And I shake him.
Godzilla said a scary one.
A scary knife. What does that mean? Is it like made of human flesh or something? Like what makes it scary?
Godzilla said it has an angry face on it.
I think I kind of laugh because he was a. I don't know. You shouldn't draw faces on your weapons. I feel like that kind of takes away from it a little bit.
Godzilla said
Got a
he's gonna
face
stab
on
you.
his shirt and a face on his knife. It's pretty funny, to be honest.
Maybe I'll laugh and then he'll be like, you know what? This is kind of silly. I'm just like Thanos. I got a face on my knife. You seem like a pretty cool guy. I'd be like, you do too. You like Avengers? And you're like a Viking? That's... I don't even know how you know about Avengers. This is crazy. Where do you get this One Piece? I feel like we could hit it off.
What about a guy wearing a Speedo?
You're just wearing a Speedo. You didn't even say he was attacking me or anything. You just said he has a Speedo.
He doesn't need to attack you, he's got the Speedo.
Just chill. Yeah, he can chill with the
The
Speedo.
Speedo should be enough assault on your eyes as it is.
I don't have to look at his Speedo. Like, a hat, I think, is something that's hard not to look at.
Alright,
A Speedo
what
is
about a
easy.
guy who's wearing a Speedo but is constantly forcing, like every time you look away, he walks right over to where you're looking?
He can be in front of me and I not look
Godzilla
down.
said if someone from the rooftops throws down a backpack at you, that looks like this.
Is it empty?
That's actually a pretty good backpack. I want that backpack.
I think the picture looks nice. Is it an empty
Somebody
backpack?
buy me this backpack.
Oh!
Godzilla, you trying to buy me this backpack?
Kitty had to dip out. Is she doing the movie?
I think she's doing that at 10.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't...
But I don't know if it's like, if it's 10 for her or when that's supposed to be.
I don't know our time zone situation. She says that she was like
Yeah,
east.
right.
Oh, I should have hit the other guy. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I definitely fucked up.
You said something about Kitty wanting to be a video game voice actor or something?
Yeah, like the other day, she was like, I always wanted to be a video game voice actor. And Godzilla was like, well, Volt is working on a video game. And I was like, yo, I'm glad you brought that up. I wonder if, like, that could be, like, an opportunity for you to voice in, like, a video game or something. You'd have to ask Volt. And Tankman was like, well, the game that Volt's working on doesn't have any, like, voice acting or whatever.
Godzilla said
so
inside
you're
the
gonna be able
backpack
to."
is this.
Well, I have multiple games I'm working on, and I'm pretty sure I can use those down.
Ball. I mean, we kept saying to, like, Tankman, you know, we should just ask and just see what happens. Like, we don't know if, like, there are opportunities, but there's no harm in asking. But he kept being like, no. Kind of
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on a Doctor Who fan game that she might be able to put in some voice acting roles on if she's down.
ball. Once she comes back, we should tell her about it. I don't know what she knows about Doctor Who. I personally don't know a lot about Doctor Who. I only watched like one season of it with my dad when I was younger. What do you like about Doctor Who?
Mainly the TARDIS. I just love everything about it. Like that it can travel in time, it's bigger on the inside. Bigger on the inside is really a big thing for me. I wish I could create something that could do that, which actually be bigger on the inside.
What are your thoughts on like having your own kind of like pocket dimension?
Godzilla said another thing in the backpack is this. Godzilla said, what did you do?
Definitely interesting to have your own pocket dimension. I would love to have my own pocket dimension, a place where I can just go and not be bothered by anyone, and then nobody knows how to get there.
So, real quick, Godzilla, when you say that that's in the backpack, is it just
talking about like the whole person, or
that's what I was gonna ask? Yeah, like, is it the whole person, or is it only like the ass and lower torso and legs with the underwear?
Godzilla said the underwear.
So just the underwear. Okay, that's less interesting actually. Like, I don't think I'd be that surprised by underwear existing. I don't know what an Obama scented candle smells like.
In the backpack.
What is the scent of the Obama candle?
Godzilla said it's the Obama scented candle. Godzilla said it smells like Obama.
Yeah, but what does that smell like?
Yeah, they could just be selling you some random ass scent.
Godzilla said Obama.
Smells like Obama.
Has Obama approved this scent?
Is Michelle Obama over there like?
Godzilla said it smells like him.
husband.
Is it like his like armpit sweat as a candle? Oh, what if it's like smells like his specific
Godzilla said
deodorant?
because you miss him.
Also, is Kitty back?
I do not have a baby. Is she?
It looks like she's not muted anymore. I guess not. Let's see. I have to fight a couple of Cerberus dogs.
You know Cerberus, what that's from, right?
Greek mythology, they guard Tartarus.
Hello?
Hey Kitty, welcome. It's good to have you.
Great things.
Do you like Doctor Who, Kitty?
Doctor Who?
Oh, are you unfamiliar with Doctor Who?
I was kidding. I was messing with you. Yes, I know who Doctor Who is.
Ooh. Do you happen to have like a favorite like Doctor Who character?
So, here's the thing. I really love Doctor Who, but I'm not a consistent watcher. But if I were to say, I don't remember his name, but I think it was like the second guy. The guy who took over after Doctor Strange left.
The guy who took over after
Doctor Strange left.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure who you're talking about.
Was Benedict Cumberbatch a doctor?
Yeah, I think that Benedict. Yeah, I'm like 100%. I'm 98% sure.
I don't think he was ever in Doctor Who.
Are you thinking of like David Tennant?
Was it him? Was Benedict Cumberbatch?
David Tennant was the 10th Doctor, the one who wore the suits and Converse all the time and had the blues all the time.
The suits and Converse is an interesting style.
Oh, then who am I thinking about?
Well, then there's also Matt Smith, who is the one who was Quotizer Cool.
Matt Smith.
Is the one that's a little bit older.
Yeah, I like Matt Smith.
So the one who like wore the fez and like bow ties and shit.
No, it was not. Okay. I'm sorry, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But the guy who played in Thor: Dark World, and he was one of the elves. He played as Doctor Who. Sorry, I was thinking of the wrong character.
No, you're fine. So to be honest,
We're looking it up right now. Guy who...
I don't know shit about Doctor Who for real. I watched like one season of it, and I definitely don't remember a reference to Thor: Dark World. That I don't.
No.
But I brought it up because Volt's making a fan game, and he thinks you could be a voice in his fan game. It's like a Doctor Who game.
I would love to do that. That
Are
would
you
be so
talking about
fun.
Christopher Eccleston? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Christopher Eccleston. Here, I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
Yeah. Do you want... Okay, so... do you guys think that one of the most iconic shows on Disney Channel... Yes! That is who I meant! That is who I meant! I actually did like his series. I mean, he was fun, but it kind of... Learning all the behind-the-scenes stuff was kind of like, oh. But I did watch his version.
Yeah, it does suck that he kind of, his series ended short. I'm pretty sure he was signed on for 3 seasons of Doctor Who, but ended up only doing 1 season. And he's low-key one of the best doctors to ever, like, grace the screen as the Doctor. I will agree with you on that.
Yeah,
It would be him and David Tennant. David Tennant rocks the screen as the Doctor.
Yeah, but one thing, looking at his facial structure, he really did a good job with the prosthetics and being an elf. He has just such an elven-like structure. It really looks nice when you put those 2 pictures there.
That's crazy how much his ears look like they were moved down on his head.
Yeah, they do.
That is true. He has quite big ears. The first thing I noticed is that he has large ears. But you're right. It does seem like they're like shifted on his face.
So I think we can all agree that Lizzie McGuire was one of the best shows that Disney ever made.
I never watched it too much.
I'm not sure if we can all agree on that.
We can agree.
We can agree on plenty of things. I'm saying we can't, but you're saying
So-
Lizzie McGuire's better than like American
Alright,
Dragon.
But can we be honest that Nickelodeon peaked when Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide was on?
Oh my gosh, Ned Declassified School Survivor's Guide is, oh my god. You know, they actually made like a modern version of it. This guy he got one of the castmates to I think it was like the main character, and they made this special. That was my show. I loved that show.
Dude, I've seen like every episode.
That was really such a good show. Like, I feel like it was so underrated. I kept telling people, you gotta check this out, guys. This is amazing. And they'd be like, no.
No, I liked Ned's Declassified. I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't. I didn't like it that much. You guys are very
I
hyped for
loved
Ned's
it.
Declassified.
It was so fun. And well, actually, Nickelodeon had a lot of good shows. Like Zoe 101, I like.
Come on, dude. You're not gonna tell me that this isn't the best picture you've ever seen.
You know, that's actually really interesting to see. So, Cookie from Ned's Declassified is also the black guy from Zeke and Luther, who went on to do like rap stuff. He has a weird song. Oh, Zeke and Luther. Do you not remember Zeke and Luther?
I have to look it up. No, not a fan.
It's a show about like these skateboarding
Oh, I remember
teenagers.
this. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. My favorite line was or a thing that happened in this story. They get mad when people call them posers.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. They just get pissed. They'd be like, "What the fuck did you call me? A poser?" They wouldn't say it like that, but it'd be kind of like that.
Oh my god, what? I didn't even
yeah, look
recognize
at the
him.
black guy. Look at the black guy, and you can tell that that's the same guy.
He grew up and looks so different. I didn't even recognize him. Wow.
He got skinny.
It looks like his whole facial structure changed too.
No, you can tell it's him. Like, look. It's just he like, when you grow up, trust me, your face like when you get skinny like that, because that's basically what happened to me. Your face like shrinks a lot, and your cheekbones start going to protrude a lot more than you used to.
Wowzers.
He has a rap song called Nightmare, and it's really creepy. I actually don't like it. It's supposed to be like a song to his girl, and the hook is like, I won't let you sleep tonight.
Daniel Curtis Lee.
Yeah. Curtis Lee. He said, I won't let you what?
He's like, I won't let you sleep tonight. I won't let you sleep tonight. I'm gonna be your nightmare. I'm gonna be your nightmare. But it's supposed to be like, because he's gonna like smash. But it's a very creepy way to like describe that kind of thing. Yeah. Bad take, Daniel Curtis Lee.
Daniel Curtis Lee laughing features Imdad, official music video. I'm trying to look for the Nightmare one right now.
People love you, no, that is not for
Now, what's that one? You're not about to tell me that one's a game, like a song that you made up that has lyrics.
It's found what?
He found Nightmare.
What? Godzilla vs. Kong is amazing.
I hope you like it.
I feel like I would. I'm really into the MonsterVerse, but okay.
No, it's got that Nickelodeon feel for real, like the way he's rapping.
What's wrong with Nickelodeon?
It's got that Nickelodeon like child rap feel, like.
Whole crew's gonna die. He did some stuff right there.
If you believe in yourself, well, you can still believe in yourself, even if you know that, well, you can still believe in yourself.
I'm doing okay. I'm still doing okay.
Oh my gosh.
Shit could be worse. Ooh.
I like that though. Nightmare.
You vibe with it?
I vibe with it.
I don't know. He says stuff like,
in a weird way, I vibe with it.
all that stuff in your diary, I read it, and I can do all that something betted kind of thing. Like he's talking about like invading her personal space to like read her diary to know what kind of sex stuff to do. Like it's a weird song. The subject matter is really odd. He was still on Zeke and Luther when that song came out.
Star though, so he's not like it's not like he's got like the same views on the world.
I suppose.
Yeah, but
It's quite sad, but it's true.
I have a question.
What is your question?
What's up,
Do you
dude?
love yourself? Do you love your body? Like body positivity.
Do we love our body?
Yeah, he's asking us if we're body positive.
I'm positive.
Godzilla said I love my body even though it is a bit skinny.
Yeah, I like.
Ned Bigby is the Revenger.
He does
Ned
music too.
Bigby is amazing. I love Ned.
The music stuff that he does is a little bit different, though.
I still love myself. I don't care what people say. I still want myself. And people not gonna say me.
That's you should love yourself.
I don't care what people say. I'm not changing myself. By getting
You can change yourself.
Yeah.
Godzilla said in ESO right now, I am just cutting down wood, hunting deer for game, and just living a good life.
How's your family back home?
Godzilla said IDK long.
Oh, well.
Godzilla said probably farming.
Okay, hold on. That sounds like the whole ass.
Remember when Disney Channel thought this is what cool kids look like? Yeah, I remember.
I won. That was a tough fight.
I don't know what it is. Disney, no matter what show it was, like even Lizzie McGuire had it. It was like this blonde guy who sounded like a surfer, and he was just like supposed to be the hot guy that we're supposed to want. And I was just like, is this correct? This does not feel correct. I feel like the only show that really got it right was Degrassi.
He's dressed like a
I never
monster.
watched that show, so I wouldn't know.
Whatever
Godzilla
it
said collecting
takes.
water.
I know I can make it through.
I also didn't watch Degrassi.
What? I honestly kept watching Degrassi a lot longer than I should have, but
And we should also to ourselves that Victoria was probably the last good show Nickelodeon ever put out.
Victoria what?
Or Victorious, I mean.
I didn't like Victorious, to be honest.
But it was the last good like show that felt like Nickelodeon shows before it, you know?
I don't, you know what's about?
Whoa.
And like the iCarly feeling, you know, like that, or the like next to classified feeling in it.
I felt it was, I don't know, like some of the shows, I don't know, maybe it was just a bit different for me. Like, I felt I would watch, when I was younger, I guess the one I should say, everything came later. Like, some shows I wouldn't watch, because I felt like Victorious was kind of, back then, it felt like, whoa, this is really kind of adult over here. But mind you, I did stop playing with my Barbies until I was 14, so that should
I
be
stopped dressing up like a ninja until I was like 14 either, so.
But I feel like Ninja is cooler than a Barbie.
You don't really have to stop doing a lot of that stuff, to be honest. Like,
I know.
my dad used to say stuff like, when you hit a certain age, you know, you can't like have girls and like action figures. I was like, says who? Like, I don't really know what's the like issue. Yeah.
That's true. That
I
is
think
true.
we meant like you can't like play with your action figures like the way you used to. Like,
See, what's crazy is then you just meet like girls, right? Who are like, yo, is that an action figure? And you'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, yeah. Then you're like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the slapping? Wait, what was the slapping noise?
It's a high five.
Oh. What were you high-fiving?
Myself. Like,
Who is that supposed to be?
that's the bully from Ned's Declassified.
I feel like he could definitely help me survive through the woods. Like, he would be a great ally.
The Viking woodsman type guy now.
He does look like a Viking. I imagine he'd be like 6'8". Be like, do you want to make it out of here? And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Okay, this is starting to sound more like a female fantasy.
No, but how many times have you seen it in horror? I don't know if you guys seen that horror movie where there was like this half and half god creature. I think it was like one of the children of Loki, and it kept playing illusions in the people's minds. And this guy, he felt really guilty about his friend dying, and it kept playing over and over again.
No, I've never. It was a very specific description. Never heard of that in my life.
Oh, well, yeah. He seems like he would survive doing something like that.
Sometimes I feel like Kitty can out-nerd me.
We will see.
And I feel threatened by it.
Godzilla said, alright, I just stopped playing ESO cause I got a story to help edit.
What story are you editing?
Yeah, I'm definitely threatened by the fact that Kitty can
Godzilla said the one with the orbs and the
I don't
creature.
feel like I can out-nerd you. I feel like we just have different types of things we nerd out about.
Nah. I feel like you have a lot more that you nerd out about than me. It's not even rude, like me being mean. That's just true. I feel like really like depressed about it now. Like I wish there was more of it.
No, I am. I don't know. I guess I've always been that way, honestly. But
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your top fandom? Open question to everybody.
My top fan.
Top fandom. Like what fan club would I be like?
I guess.
If I'm being honest, like I would have to go with like it's not really like there's a fandom for it, but I would have to go for like Mirai Nikki, like everybody who likes that show. It's like 100% cool in my words.
That's his favorite anime.
I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. I'm a Trekkie through and through. Multi-generational Trekkie here.
Ryan's a Trekkie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, like I love it. I think if I were to say one I'm really involved in, Star Wars, Star Trek, Sailor Moon, probably the most involved with those. I love Sailor Moon. I love it.
Involved with any fandom like that, so I can't really like.
What did you think of Sailor Moon Crystal?
Oh, has he seen it?
Oh, I was asking you, but have you seen it though?
I mentioned to you yesterday, I watched the first episode of it, the first half. I didn't really like that much because it's like an origin story. But I did kind of like the end part a little bit more. I hope that by the end of it, that she like isn't a crybaby, and that she like studies hard, and that she's like more like confident and stuff. Like I hope they're setting up for an arc rather than like just a pattern of her always being like, oh no, like she literally like beats the bad guy by like crying, and I'm like, oh chill, don't do that.
I think everybody should watch, by the way, Eureka-san.
You
What's
put
that
it
about?
in the chat, I'll check it out.
Oh, Eureka-san?
Well, I mean, I think it can be pronounced either way, but like the main character's name is Eureka, and it's literally like spelled as Eureka, so I just pronounce it as Eureka since that's the main character's name. It's Eureka, and then that is.
Oh, I've seen it, but I've never seen it.
So
But I definitely like.
Just based off of character progression alone, it's so good. Like there were so many times I was pissed at all these characters and then like happy at every character and then just mad at them again. Like it threw me through.
Tell us more about the show, because I've heard that name, but I've never like seen it.
Alright, I actually have to go. I am about to start a movie. If you would like to join, I know you're streaming right now, Nick, but if you would like to join, you are more than free to. But I will go ahead and talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Kai. Enjoy the movie.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
And make sure to stay body positive.
Factual. Bum, 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 bum.
Ooh. So yeah, the main gist of the show is basically so if you've probably seen Darling in the Franxx, right?
That's another thing that I've heard the name of. Sure, couldn't tell you anything about.
Oh my god! You need to get on your anime, Nick. So Darling in the Franxx and Eureka 7 have something in common where like there's like these things in the ground and nobody knows what they are. At least for most of the show, it seems that way that they have something in common. The difference is Eureka 7 actually has these machines that are dug out of the ground, and they kind of like humanoid machines that have to be rebuilt. I forget exactly what they're called at the moment, but there's only one of them that the first one that was ever uncovered actually had a spot for 2 humanoids to get inside of it, whereas everyone after it that was uncovered only had 1 spot. And the whole story is basically that like the Earth got overrun by these kind of like coral almost, and like the coral basically fuses with every living creature it can to get as much knowledge as it possibly can. And so humans start to get afraid of the coral and they leave Earth for about 10,000, thousands and thousands of years, and they find a new planet, quotation marks, that they live on after that have long travelers that they use to like surf, basically they like hoverboards, and that's the background of the story, and everything just goes off from there. That like this kid joins something called Gecko State. Gecko State is basically like this resistance fighting against the government of the world. And he doesn't know why they're fighting, but he joins them just because he likes this girl, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, then it turns out Gecko State is like trying to save the planet, whereas the government's
Okay.
a lot of stuff.
What threw me, I guess, is when you brought up like the coral and like the Earth stuff. I was like, oh, okay, like post-apocalyptic thing. They'll probably have to like fight the coral, and then you were like, so then they leave and they go to like a new planet. And I was like, wait, what? Why do I need to know about the coral? And then it's like, yeah, so on this planet they have like hoverboards and shit. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's like the future.
Well,
that makes sense.
It's because it's not actually a new planet. That's why I say in quotation marks. They think it's a new planet, but it's still Earth. And the coral has gotten so big, it literally engulfed the entire Earth.
How do you not know that you're like at the coordinates of where Earth was
It
before?
was like 10,000 years after they left that they like came back onto the Earth as their new planet type shit. It's a little confusing, but I kind of give it a little bit of leeway on that part. And other than that, the story's pretty good. The coral they do end up fighting in the end. Well, not fighting, they try to become friends with the coral. Whereas the other government's trying to fight it because they're trying to fight the coral, which is actually the planet destroying part. So the coral is like in hibernation because it's like not just one big ass consciousness, it's like billions and billions of tiny consciousnesses. So they're all hibernating because supposedly they had gotten to something called the limit of questions, which is like the limit of how many consciousnesses can be in an area until that area completely like gets obliterated by some unknown cause and like physics stops working and stuff in that area. So all these corals started hibernating so that way they wouldn't reach the limit of questions. And the government is actually trying to kill the corals, but they don't know by fighting them and like destroying certain roots and stuff that they're actually waking up the corals and causing them to experience the limit of questions. And the Gecko State is trying to stop the living questions from happening.
So, straight up, when you mention the, like, it starts to break down the rules of reality stuff, that reminds me, of Freezing. I haven't watched Freezing, but I watched a video where someone was like, it's like an ecchi show, but it's not actually that bad. They described monsters in that video where they were like, they're indestructible and no one can kill the monsters, and they like freeze time when they show up, so you can't fight them because time's frozen. I was like, oh fuck, like why is there so much going on with the monsters or whatever, where they're just like too strong? How do you fight something that like builds?
What were you gonna say about that?
Oh, no, you're fine, my dude. I was gonna say... Oh, you're right. Welcome. How do you fight a creature that, as you beat it up, it just takes away, like, the laws of reality or whatever?
You have to find different laws of reality to fight.
Godzilla said you want to know more about the story I am helping edit.
That's like an open question. Anybody can chime in on Godzilla's story.
That's an ugly looking cat right there in that picture.
Down to hear more about the story you're trying to edit.
Ryan always calling out Bingus. I'm not a fan of Bingus, but I don't necessarily think he's ugly.
I love Bingus, he's so adorable.
Godzilla said alright, so basically it's a side story before a main story.
So like a
Godzilla
prologue?
said the one with the crab people.
Crab people?
So is it the prologue for Atlas?
Yeah, Ryan, you don't know what crab people are? Or people?
What's this about an Obama candle?
Godzilla was posting things from Amazon.
Godzilla said sorry. Godzilla said cactus people.
Cactus people. Oh, is this for the graphic novel that you're working on, Godzilla? At first I thought it was related to the AI dungeon game.
Cool cacti. I think that would be the proper way you'd say that, Godzilla. I don't think you'd say cactus means people, maybe cactus person, but it would have to be people cacti.
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying cactus people. You can say rat people. Like, you don't have to say, like, rats
Godzilla said
people.
this is not directly the graphic novel.
Not
But
directly.
if you do the plural, it's courts martial and parks royal and stuff like that. They like reverse it.
Is that
Godzilla
universal?
said it's a side story about my character, Fish Kind Monster.
Okay. So, do you think your side story would ever be made into like a supplementary story, maybe in like a special edition of the graphic novel, where it's included at the beginning, or maybe even at the end, depending on how you want to present it?
Godzilla said maybe.
That makes sense. Knowledge increased. So, Volt, what is your opinion on Amazonium versus Adamantium? Apparently, Amazonium is like the hardest metal in DC.
They're trying to make this a thing.
Well, I'm trying to...
Godzilla said it's more of a cool project. We have to see how we can do with the stories.
I mean, what are the properties of the Amazonium exactly? I don't exactly know the properties of that.
Yes, say exactly.
So Amazonium is like the hardest metal in the DC universe, similar to how Adamantium is the hardest metal in the Marvel universe. And it's actually what Wonder Woman...
Adamantium the hardest metal in the Marvel universe?
I believe so.
People seem to fuck up Wolverine a lot.
But are they fucking up his
Magneto
metal?
being like, you punk bitch ass.
Yeah, but that's magnetism. It has less to do with its hardness and more just the fact that it is metal.
Is it magnetic?
Yes, because Magneto can just like rip his like skeleton out of his body and stuff.
Yeah, but Magneto can control non-magnetic metals too,
Like aluminum. Or
somehow.
I feel like that's.
Yeah,
JJ the boy said I'm gonna go.
Magneto powers aren't actually magnetism. I think they're actually something else. The easiest way to explain it.
I mean, he has magnetism as well.
On top of
He has both.
the extra stuff.
He has like magnetism
Godzilla
plus
said
like
alright by JJ.
some other kind of like magnetism similar like metal control. So they probably like overlap and stuff.
There's something like that in Ruby as well, where there was a magnet character during like a food fight or something that was throwing like soda cans. I was like, that's
Yeah, Pyrrha has sort of magnetic power. She killed Penny.
Oh, but thingy, the Amazonium thing. So Wonder Woman's bracers are made of Amazonium, while Wolverine's claws are made of adamantium. And I'm trying to figure out is
Claws is dick bone too.
Oh, true. His whole skeleton's made of adamantium. I'm trying to figure out which would be stronger. Like if we can scale things that Wolverine has blocked or failed to block with his claws versus things Wonder Woman has blocked.
You have to know the molecular structure of the metal or the type of metals that go
No,
into
Nick just wants to do feats based on like durability feats.
Yeah, like if
Like
Wolverine's...
comparing all of the durability feats we see associated with adamantium, most primarily through someone like Wolverine, because he just like has it.
But
and
have
stuff.
you ever seen anything where where either of those metals have broken or snapped?
Yeah.
Yes, I think in both cases we've seen like Wonder Woman's bracers I think have broken before, most definitely. And I can definitely tell you that Wolverine's claws have been broken like a number of times. Normally by
So
other
you just have
enemies.
to figure out under what circumstances each one was broken, and figure out from there which one.
Well, it's not just the circumstances of which one were broken, but also the things that other things have like blocked. So, if Wonder Woman's blocked something that like Wolverine has
Godzilla
like
said I
failed
love
to,
writing stories with my friends.
hey, I'm hyped. I'm glad.
Which is better at blocking things, armbands or claws?
Armband, obviously.
Because it
Godzilla
doesn't
said
have
because
like
we got
gaps
moments
in
like
it,
you
or
have
that
too.
thin claws do.
I mean,
Unless you're trying to like be super fast and fly away flies.
Wolverine trying to block like laser beams with his thin ass claws, and they just go like between the claws and hit him anyway.
Probably like turn them sideways, aren't they? Like
Godzilla said also Jet look at chat of the image.
Sure, but
I
like
see the shoe.
that's still only like maybe like an inch or two if you turn them sideways.
I think the size of his claws varies drastically.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So
there's gotta be like an average amount that we can give like our this set actual like claw width.
I don't know.
Say probably about an inch, maybe a half inch.
Wait.
The width?
Yeah, what are you?
No,
I'm
it's
talking about
gonna
like
be
not
like,
width, but
like height, I guess. Yeah.
Like thickness?
Yeah, that would be height because length would be so height.
That is interesting, like trying to describe it. For every non-temporary sorcery spell gem. How many spell gems would I have? That's 3.
Or maybe it's like depth. Would depth be a better word to describe like a blade? Considering most of them are so thin that like, you have like the thickness, like the length, and whatever the like other dimension would be.
Oh, do you guys know how heavy Wolverine is?
He's like a big dick. This is like heavyweight, right?
He like I thought he was like 160 pounds or some shit like that.
No, his whole skeleton is made of metal.
I'm talking about without his damn skeleton.
I mean, not all like metal is heavy, you know?
Who scales Wolverine based on not having the metal?
And we really know,
I mean, think about something like how like Captain America's shield mustn't be that heavy considering it's getting thrown around.
Motherfucker everywhere. Like, I mean, but we're also talking about Captain America, a guy.
Yeah, but other people can like throw in shield.
Yeah, but like
Falcon be doing that. Falcon be like flying around with that shit. It's not heavy enough to like weigh him down.
Pretty right metal. Even when like you hear it in the movies, like hit against like something, it doesn't.
I mean, think of all the time you see Wolverine like jumping around and like running. Like it has to be light enough that he can like be mobile.
No, he's just apparently really strong. This nigga's 300 pounds. And he's 5'3".
Imagine that type of weight just fucking crashing down on you in a fight.
Yeah, like whenever Wolverine jumps on a nigga's back and stabs him. Yeah, like he probably doesn't even need to stab you after he lands on you.
Do you think that anytime he tries to use his claws to like slow down, like he's like falling?
Oh, he's like stopping like 300 pounds plus like inertia. Like momentum, I mean.
Yeah. Well, plus the blades are slicing through whatever he's trying to sled. Like why would there be like friction to stop it, right?
You also have
like
to
even if it's like a building or something, right? So like the adamantium is just like stronger and like the claws are like sharper than whatever he's like slicing into. So it would keep cutting, and he probably wouldn't slow down.
I mean, he'd probably slow down a little bit due to the friction, but not enough, I think, that would actually, like, have, like, severe harm to a normal person.
Well, I mean, it's probably fine enough for him to get harmed because he's Wolverine. So, like, if he's trying to, like, catch someone and then, like, like, slide along a building or something, that other person's probably gonna die.
But yeah, they make how Spider-Man did.
Well, I mean, no, they probably just like slide all the way down the side of the building into the ground at speed.
Wolverine would be fine though.
Yeah, I mean, at that speed.
Well, eventually he'd be fine. Yeah, his legs will grow back. And stuff.
Wolverine has a really impressive healing factor. He also.
Deadpool's healing factor exactly the same thing.
I think I see Deadpool regularly heal from like crazier stuff. I'm not saying that they can't both heal from the same stuff, but it seems like Deadpool's is like constantly like tested and you see like how crazy it is.
The Hulk versus Wolverine, and like Deadpool's there, and Wolverine's like slicing his arms, and he just keeps slicing his arms off. And then Deadpool's trying to like put his arms back on. It's like all upside down and shit, and he's like, ah.
Deadpool also has cancer. Cancer is way helping his regeneration.
Well, I mean, it's not just cancer, it's like super cancer.
Yeah.
It's like more cancer than Gila cell kind of cancer,
Yeah, you're in there. So, like, I can see it, but that, like, being a reason why Deadpool's healing factor looks so much more impressive.
Makes him look uglier.
Colossus. I guess it's like a no-brainer to say Colossus is strong. That's kind of like his whole thing. But he regularly does like a fastball special or whatever, where he picks up Wolverine and he like throws him like really high in the air to like hit a sentinel or something. That feat doesn't seem that impressive when you don't know how much Wolverine weighs. Because in the comics, he's super short. Like I said, he's like 5'3". He's like shorter than like we are.
That's why he's called the Wolverine, because he's small.
I don't think that's why they call it the Wolverine.
Short kings, my boy.
I feel like if you went up to Wolverine and you said, "Do they call you Wolverine because you're small?" He'd be like, "Watch your tongue, bub."
I mean, yeah, but it's also
You're just like happy. Yeah, Wolverine's definitely the type of guy to not even look at you, just put his arm out and fucking stab you in the head.
I mean, I don't know if he'd do that. He'd probably punch you in the face
Yeah.
or something.
I
Point
can
his
see him
claws
like-
menacingly at you. I don't know why it's stab.
Yeah, Wolverine
He's
is
excessive.
kind of chill. I don't think he would go as far as to be like, "You said something rude, you must
I
die."
mean, he'd probably just flip you off.
He'd probably
Like he
tell
does,
you to fuck off, like in the
Cyclops,
movies.
like
Yeah,
that
with
first
his claw. I don't know why he feels the need to flip you off with his claw though. Is it like assertion? Like he's asserting even more dominance because it's with his claw you don't have?
It's a threat. It's like if someone told you to fuck off with a knife. Except it's like a part of his body. He's like, "You can never disarm me of this knife."
I mean, you could, but like it would take a lot of work.
You need like adamantium or vibranium. Because vibranium, there's a type of it that's like an anti-metal, which is kind of weird, where it's not necessarily getting past durability, it's like getting past...
Isn't it due to its like molecular structure not being all that right or something like that?
That sounds just weird enough to be probably the thing.
I know there is a metal that's like that has something to do with like in the same realm of like adamantium and vibranium that it's like got a molecular structure that's off in some way and it like produces radiation. I think I might be mixing
I
this
mean,
up.
a lot of things produce radiation.
But it's like this one metal inside of the MCU that I'm trying to think of that like one.
I'm sure there's all kinds of funky radiation.
That's true.
The Hulk's all about funky radio. Especially gamma.
Can I just be honest? Hulk is kind of a boring character.
I think it depends. Like which one?
I mean, like, yeah, it can be.
I mean, if we're talking about like,
Godzilla said the
I
funny.
think before like Professor Hulk or like when Hulk is no longer Bruce Banner, but is now that one Chinese dude in comics. I think those are fine Hulks. It's really like the old school one where he's just like a.
On the Wikipedia page of the Wolverine, it says that it has been implied that he and Squirrel Girl had a relationship at some point in the past.
Ew.
Isn't Squirrel Girl like a newer superhero though?
Yeah, she's like college age, but they said in the past. How far back in the past?
Okay. Consider that the earlier sentence says he has been a mentor and father figure to several younger women, especially Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, and X-23, and has had failed romantic relationships with numerous women.
I mean, I hope he's never like tried to have a failed relationship with X-23. That'd be a little awkward.
That would be awkward. I mean, he'd be like... It'd be interesting if he's like...
It also says that Wolverine has had an on-again, off-again romantic relationship with longtime teammate and friend Storm.
Yeah, I've seen them like kiss before.
I agree with that.
That tracks.
He also has an unfulfilled attraction to Jean Grey.
Oh, we definitely know that.
He
In the
also
Wolverine...
married Piper as part of a debt and then later divorced her.
I owed you a temporary marriage, Viper.
I'll marry you for probably like 50 years. And he was like, alright, it's good enough.
He does live a really long time. He could be like, Viper, you're about to die. I got all these younger women I mentored are old enough for me to fuck and it not be as weird. I'll be off, Viper.
It's so fucking weird now that you put it that way. It makes me not like Wolverine at all. Like,
I mean, he's in a weird situation where he's been alive since, like, the Civil War or whatever. Like, everyone he would bang would be way younger than him. Ryan, how far back is Wolverine's history?
I think, at least in the X-Men Origin Wolverine movie, implied he's pre-Civil War, because like he was like, you know, grown enough to fight in the war. So maybe like early 19th century, you know, like antebellum days or something like that. Like it depends on when he like stopped aging or whatever.
Well, it's not that he stops aging,
Well,
it's
not
just
like
like
physically stop
when he got to a certain age, it slowed down tremendously.
Right, like whenever that kicked in versus whenever he was born, relative to like before the Civil War. Probably find it on this week. We'll take Okay, so fictional biography. It says Wolverine was born as James Collins in northern Alberta, Canada, approximately near Cold Lake. During the late 19th century, reportedly to rich farm owners John and Elizabeth Collins. Since late 19th century.
That doesn't make sense. The late 19th century would be like 1970s, wouldn't it?
I mean, 19th century was like 1870s. 1970s is 20.
Oh, yeah, I got my shit mixed up. Yeah, I was thinking of, yeah, you're right.
He did serve in World War I, according to Wikipedia, so maybe he wasn't in the Civil War in the comics.
That's understandable. They like to change things up in the movies.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
depending on
definitely
when exactly in like the late 19th century he was born, relative to like when he stopped like, or his aging slowed down, like at like what, like age 30 or something, like he could have been born during the Civil War-ish, you know, like in the 1860s, and so maybe like in the 1880s or 90s he like stopped aging-ish.
That seems valid. I will say though, the origins movie for Wolverine.
It says he spends time in Madripoor before settling in Japan. What do you guys know about Madripoor?
It was relevant in a recent episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Did they go there?
Yeah. That's what I know.
Wasn't that place in that one thing? Yeah, it shows up in the Black Widow and Punisher movie. There's a similar sort of island, like nation country. I don't think it's the same one. Might be. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they go there in the Marvel anime which I watched the first few episodes of. I need to finish watching that.
What do you guys think about what seems to be going on with like them pairing up what seems to be kind of like random heroes for their like TV shows and shit? Because it seems like they have a few
random
like,
heroes.
Like
The Vision and Wanda aren't random.
And
well,
neither
that
is
was
like
like Falcon and Winter Soldier.
They're like both connected to like
Captain America.
stuff.
Yeah, they.
I still think it, but it's still so
Like,
random.
cause like Falcon is like Captain America number 2, and Bucky is like Captain America best friend.
But like he wasn't Falcon's best friend even in the movies. It didn't seem like
They had banter and shit in the previous movie.
Yeah, they were in that car.
They goof it up.
Just what parts even is it enough to like you know
But like you can have like scenes like in like Avengers 2 or whatever, where all just chilling out. So like you can just have people who know each other outside of what we see in the movies, you know?
I mean, yeah, I understand that. It's just it just doesn't feel like they would be the two that would compare to. I feel like I would see the Winter Soldier going more with like Punisher or something, just because of the fact that like they both kind of from like the same mercenary type.
Yeah, like he's trying to like not be like that.
I think he wouldn't love it. He'd be like, you remind me too much of past me.
Like you're exactly who I wouldn't want to hang out with.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
If anything, Punisher would be like, "You're just like me," and the Winter Soldier would be like, "No, not anymore. You knew me back in the day. I've changed, Punisher."
I wonder if they ran into each other back when like Winter Soldier.
That'd be interesting.
Like trying to like kill the same person or something.
Or they're like sent to kill each other. Or cast each other.
Well, then one of them would be dead. Like, it sounds weird for neither of them to have
No,
died.
they can have me like,
Well, I mean,
oh,
they had that
yeah.
Isaiah guy fought him and they didn't kill each other.
Well, that's interesting. I imagine Isaiah might give up at a certain point. Like, if shit's bad. Well, hold up. He said he ripped his arm off or whatever.
I'll be right back.
Maybe.
You can like fight Winter Soldier, yeah, like how like Captain fought him in like Winter Soldier, yeah, like we're in like the airplane. It's like, yeah, like we fought and like there was like a decisive victory. He gets away, something like that. Yeah.
I guess
Gets injured, limps away.
what's interesting.
But I'm also injured, so I also limp away.
Fair. I guess what's interesting is that if you describe it as like Punisher's trying to kill Winter Soldier and Winter Soldier's trying to kill Punisher, Punisher doesn't seem like the kind of guy to quit. And Winter Soldier at the time was like a brainwashed assassin. So he doesn't seem like he'd stop either. Like they both would probably get super fucked up and still
Right.
keep going.
They probably would
Right.
kill each other.
Right. That's what I'm
Especially
saying.
because like in that fight and stuff, like Captain America's not trying to kill Bucky
Right.
and stuff.
I think, have I done this whole map? It's a really big map. Let's see. Something, big booty bitches.
Logan has a son.
He has multiple children.
From his Japanese wife, who he was unaware of for many years.
The way you said that made it sound like the Japanese wife was what he was unaware of for many years, like rather than the kid.
This is Logan spends time in Madripoor before settling in Japan, where he marries Itsu and has a son, Daken. Logan is unaware of his son for many years.
There was
Which probably doesn't help that he gets like his brain all messed up by the Weapon X program or whatever.
There was an X-Men Blue team that I think might have had 2 of Wolverine's sons on it, but one was like Wolverine's son from like the Ultimate Universe or some shit, and one was like main universe Wolverine's son. And I was like, this is a little too much Wolverine, like on one team. I want to see if I can like find a picture of the team. Let's see. There's Magneto's daughter on the X-Men Blue team. I'm trying to find the second iteration of X-Men Blue. Don't fuck me over, internet. I'm pretty sure this exists.
I mean, there's this like series called The Wolverines that have all these Wolverine characters.
Well, that seems expected for the
That
Wolverine.
formed a team after he died.
Okay,
You
yeah.
have, like Lady Deathstrike, Sabretooth, X-23 people.
So, on X-Men Blue, eventually they had both Daken and James Hudson on like the same like X-Men team. I want to see if I can find a cover that has both of them on it.
Who's the second person?
Daken. I'll send you
No, the other person.
James Hudson,
I don't know who that is.
Wolverine's son from the Ultimate Universe or whatever. So here you go. Here's like a cover of them like at each other's throats, but they're like on the same team and they're both technically Wolverine's son. Ooh, I'm fighting evil monster
Wolverine got 2
casters.
claws. Other people got less.
You mean 3 claws? The fuck is that? They have a shoe power that increases their speed. Okay. Your creatures take 50% less damage while provoking. Okay, interesting. And he has 2 of those. Oh fuck! That means if any of his creatures provoke, they'll take 100% less damage. Bastard. Okay. After your creature's attack, this creature attacks the enemy as well. When your creature casts a spell, this creature casts a spell. Shit! So he has double attack, and if he uses that ability, he takes no damage. That's crazy. Dylan Blakey said, what's up, Nick? Yo, Dylan Blakey, hop onto this Discord. Join the voice chat, hang out with your boys. Chilling out with the crew at the schoolyard. Okay, we need to kill the castles and this bitch. Both of them are black. Yeah. Dylan Blakey said, what's the Discord?
Hey!
Discord.gg/HNT5GBA. That's discord.gg/HNT5GBA. Okay, so now... Fuck.
Fabio Medina, known as Eddie. So the X-Men?
This nigga just dodges everything. Egg is a member of the 5. Egg is a member of the 5. He's a pretty big deal. He's neat. Was his old name Gold Balls?
It was like Gold Balls.
Yeah, he's hella important.
Powers and is a mutant with the superhuman ability to project at high speed gold-colored, non-viable, ball-shaped eggs made of an unknown substance and of different sizes from any part of his body, which can be used as a concussive weapon. Gold balls can summon an infinite number of them, which are able to bounce, emitting a poink sound when they hit something. If you concentrate, you can project them in a straight line, or direct them to a specific area. Normally the balls can be reabsorbed into his body, so when Gold Balls is calm, he can cause them to disappear. It is later revealed that his abilities, while relatively unimpressive, the capacity for vast genetic application. Gold spears made from some biological matter are a kind of non-viable, unfertile. Oh, is this that thing? Is he like the bring people back to life thing?
That's what I was telling him. He's a member of the 5.
Yeah.
He's needed to bring them back to life.
With the mutant Proteus, who makes the eggs viable. Elixir, who brings the eggs to contribute DNA to life. Eva Bell, who feeds the incubating process. And Hope Summers, who links and enhances their abilities. Eggs became a crucial part of reproducing mutants, using their preserve.
This is a hard.
DNA. I like how it's like specifically in his like ability to project non-viable golden eggs. Like specifically non-viable, so we can have Proteus make them viable.
That's how you make Proteus important.
What is Proteus's powers other than like making eggs? It says reality warping, body possession, psionic energy composition.
He's fucking up my whole life.
How's the egg?
I need to figure out how to take down his castle.
He's inhabiting a Professor X husk. What?
Current X-Men is weird, so I'm not too surprised that sounded like
He's some sort of like astral plane looking guy.
Is he now? I don't remember him being
I
astral
mean,
plane
it's talking about like him possessing people. So, that's like why he's in that Professor X husk. So he was adrift in the astral plane before they found him or something. Blah, blah, blah.
When you lose the unicorn, shit starts looking really bad.
Star Trek X-Men crossed.
I'm not surprised. They also crossed over with Green Lantern. Oh, you missed it when Kitty said that her favorite fandom was the thingy, like Star Trek. She said that she's like a all generations Trekkie. I didn't know that.
Okay. And, I guess they, Gary Mitchell, he's from, like, one of, like, the pilots or something? He's, like, essentially, like, a human who, like, unlocks, like, superhuman, like, EXP powers, but they just keep, like, growing and snowballing, and they have to, like, kill him or something. Where he, like, kills everyone. He's in that comic. Proteus is able to reanimate and inhabit Mitchell's corpse, which does not deteriorate like other hosts. While chasing Deathbird, the X-Men end up teaming with the crew of the USS Enterprise to stop Proteus, who forms an alliance with Deathbird to save the planet. At one point, Proteus compares Mitchell's fate to the kind of anti-mutant prejudice the X-Men are fighting. I mean, I don't know about that. Mitchell was like losing it and killing people. He was essentially like losing his humanity. So it's not like they kind of had to kill him. They kill all that. So I don't think it's the same kind of prejudice.
Maybe that's like his twisted view of what happened. Okay, this fight's gonna be hard.
Shows up in the two-part
oh, never mind. This fight's gonna
animated
be
X-Men
easy.
series. Episode Proteus.
Okay, now I think I'm just gonna win because they gave him like a weaker setup this time around.
Becoming a member of the Five, he changes his codename to Egg. Good job, Goldballs. You're now an Eggman.
I mean, Egg is probably a better name than Goldball.
You think what?
I mean, is Goldballs a cool name?
I don't know. Sounds weird.
Sure does.
Sounds sexual.
Oh, I forgot to hit the poison guy. I should have hit the poison guy.
Hope I still can figure out how old it is. According to the movies, it says something like he's 151. Or he's he's 167 in the first X-Men. If we do math, we can figure out how old he is. Yeah, so that makes sense. In the movies, he was born in 1833, which makes sense. So he's like 30-something by the time like the Civil War happens. Probably like exactly 2. So he stops aging about that. Someone on Stack Exchange says he was born in 1886. Makes sense.
You can check the Marvel website in the character section. If you go to the In Comics Full report, and then you double check to make sure.
Alright, we were able to get like 4 chapters done.
Congratulations.
The
man.
Marvel website.
Yeah, if you go to the, like, just normal, like, marvel.com or whatever, they have a character section. If you can find Wolverine, which surely you will be able to, there should be, like, a In Comics Full report, and make sure it doesn't have, like, a warning on it that says True Believers or whatever, and you should be good. If there is a warning on it, that means it's, like, fan-solicited content. If there isn't a warning on it, then it's like an official page. I really dislike that they even have a mix of the two things. But I guess if they didn't, then sometimes they just wouldn't have an entry for a character. Which is stupid. That could be someone's whole job, to just maintain that page, but it's whatever. What? Somebody has reality warping powers on the end. His team's doing. There we go. Please just kill the Yeti. What? He has 2 different niggas using purple. That's actually kind of weird. Oh. Okay. Unicorn, I need you to land this hit. Yes. Yes. You did what you wanted to do. It's funny. One of his monsters is like a tree man who has like healing powers that he shares with his team. But he has a spell that he casts that like hurts him. So he'll start his turn off and he'll like heal. And then he'll like immediately like cast a spell and like eat shit. He's so close to death.
Godzilla said so everyone left the call. Godzilla said it's only the 3 of us.
Just the 3 of us. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can win this fight. They keep casting more. I don't know if that's a good strategy. Okay. The music's going in.
Godzilla said, yeah, we got a lot of good work done today.
Nice, my dude. Okay, Unicorn, I need you to land, like, whatever shot you're gonna take. If only the Unicorn would just heal someone who actually needs it.
Godzilla said it's Volt here.
Volt had to like step out to do something at some point, but he didn't like leave. But we haven't heard from him since he like stepped out. Yeah, I think he's gonna.
Godzilla said,
Let's inspect. Or maybe just switch to attack. Get a feel for everybody's level. Everybody's level 49, so they're like borderline level 50. I wonder if I need to like power up a him. I'm gonna use whatchamacallit, my like spell that I give everybody. Welcome back, Ryan.
Godzilla said 1888 big fish.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit start. Let's see. Oh, I'm talking to someone by accident. I'm just trying to activate the menu. Here we go. So what level are my homies? Yeah, one of my unicorns is like not even the same level as them. I need to like boost my guys a little bit. Let's see. What is it that I want to do? Oh, go back. You have character perks. At 31 unspent points, I might be able to use that to do something. I could potentially boost up my health a little bit more. My attack damage could probably be like a good bit stronger. Speed is also really important. I think I've been like really ignoring how good speed is.
On the website, that's taken a long time to load.
Alright, no problem, my dude. It happens. Let's go in with like this super high speed rating or whatever. And see how that works. Maybe increase our attack a little bit. We're still under level though. Okay. So let's go through and level up a little bit. Whenever I fight a group that has like that skeletal hand, I always try to prioritize him. He seems like he would be a problem. I think I've taken out all the troublesome enemies off the bat. Yeah, I'm like slightly below level for the boss that's like in the realm after this, but I seem a good bit higher level than like the realm right before the boss, because I can more or less wipe through. Speaking of which, I did just increase my speed by a hell of a lot, so I'm probably also...
So I'm on the biography of Marvel.com. It doesn't say when he was born. It mentions that his mom was institutionalized after the death of her first son in 1897. Yeah, so I'm probably just gonna go with that 1880 something number. Probably about it.
Wait. Why are you going for an 1880 number? The mom was hospitalized after the death of her first son in 1890 something. You said in 1897, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How old was her like son that died? Was he like 10 something? And first son, meaning whoever it was, if it wasn't Wolverine, because Wolverine's not dead, it would have to have been someone who was
John
born
Jr.
before. John Jr.
Mm-hmm. It says that he weighs 300 pounds. Without adamantium skeleton, 195 pounds. Which means we know how much the adamantium weighs.
Sweet. Could potentially be useful.
It weighs 105 pounds.
105 extra pounds to
So
carry
is he,
on
like,
your
not
person is a
buoyant?
lot. You would think he would just like sink, but I think most of the time his like weight is ignored.
I mean, it's not about sinking, it's about is he buoyant though? Because like human beings, buoyant, normally, you know? But you can get like metal in you or something, you can become unbuoyant, or at least partially. He has a lot of metal in it. 100 pounds. He could be unbuoyant.
True.
Here, let's Google it. Can Wolverine swim?
After the creature provokes, and I'm sure he can swim. I feel like I've just straight up just seen him swim before. After this creature provokes, it spends up to 50 of its mana to deal damage to all enemies. Remind me of the poison guy does. And it does poison for 5 turns. Okay, so you're gonna want to kill Toxic Mask, Genie. The healer is also gonna want to be like a big target. Cast on my healer. Yeah, so we straight up kill the healer. Oh, damn it. I assumed it was gonna target the healer. So I wasted one of my attacks fighting someone who didn't need to get hit. Okay. So I killed the problem character for the most part. Oh shit. There's this one creature that I always like to save for last, because when he dies, he triggers like 3 spells at once. And he essentially killed himself to trigger the 3 spells, which is an interesting play, to be honest. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll see you guys soon. Quick intermission. So now I've used the restroom and just now finished washing my hands. Let me get something to drink, and then I should be ready to hop back into the game. Yo, Ryan, are you still there? You may not be still there. Oh, there he is. That sounds like Ryan. Sounds like Ryan might still be there. Can you hear me? I'm talking while I'm not by the computer. Maybe. Oh, he could slightly be able to hear me. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I can.
Okay. Have you seen any of the amalgam?
Watching.
Have you seen any of the amalgam characters?
What do you mean seen?
Like what they look like?
Seen in what?
Like pictures of them.
I mean, you probably showed them to me once. Like a you know, like a picture of them or something on Facebook.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on some of their designs. Because they have some interesting fusions. Like, Dark Claw is Wolverine Batman, which doesn't seem like a good mix, in my opinion. Batman does a lot of, like, stealthy shit. Wolverine is like this... I mean, Wolverine does stealthy shit, too. He has a light step for a heavy dude. But Batman will do stuff like crawl around in air vents. Which I guess Wolverine also does, but that doesn't seem like it would work. I don't know. What do you think about how much he weighs? Certain things seem kind of weird. I don't like the castle's power. I don't think that necessarily makes the castle like the first target to kill, but... There we go. Well, we got rid of the castle anyways. Oh, I should have emphasized the yellow demon. The Cinder Devils are assholes. Dang it. Oh, Blaine's is here, which means Ryan and Blaine's are going to be talking about politics. Hey, good enough. Collecting granite and crystals. Bang, bang, meow, meow. Okay. The Cinder Devil is a problem. The Cerberus is a problem. The poison gas guy is a problem. Let's see. The Cerberus, I guess, should be the priority. Because he essentially is giving everybody extra magic, I believe. Yeah, so kill him. Next, Cinder Devil, because he has an advantage against most of my team, because I mainly have like a nature-based team. Cinder Devil is just like a direct counter, kind of. So we have to beat his ass. We cannot be allowed to live. Awesome. So we killed him. Was everything okay? Are you having a good day, bro? Well, I hope that your day continues being good and that it improves.
Godzilla said, did you guys know the KKK is bad?
Yeah.
Godzilla said, okay, good.
This is the last enemy left on the screen. Let's see. Random enemies take a small amount of damage continuously. After each enemy takes damage, the spell has a 20% chance to hit.
Godzilla said, burger moment.
Angry burger moment.
Class swaps. Okay, so I'm gonna collect some granite, get a bone, and whatever that is. Grab the disc, attack the
Did you say
statue.
Angry Burger? I meant Hungry Burger. Messed it up.
Divine. Let's see. These three are probably the worst, but I'm gonna kill the skeleton man if I can.
Do you just post like those same gifs like over and over again?
He
Godzilla?
does. He does do that quite a bit.
It's gotta be like the third time I've seen like those.
I wouldn't be surprised that were the case.
So you could at least get some like fresh or gifts.
I think they're like memes that he shares with the kids, like writing group kind of thing. So he's like used to the jokes.
Godzilla said, Ryan, I am only doing that not to be sued.
Not to be sued. What does that mean?
Sued by who?
The meme lawyers?
Godzilla said everyone.
Another meme that I
Godzilla
keep...
said for defamation.
See, the United States is pretty lax defamation laws compared to places like the UK. In the UK, they will take you to court and you'll probably lose. You will get sued. But the United States, you know, it's like a harder, like a higher, like, barrier to clear of defamation. Essentially, you can only really defame, like, public figures, and you have to, like, prove, like, maliciousness. So you essentially have to prove that you were, like, lying intentionally to, like, you know, like, harm their reputations and stuff. So essentially, you can only, like, sue someone, like, if you're already famous. So you have to be a public figure. Everyone else is fine. Like, it just doesn't matter.
Ryan, did you hear about the Danielle Bregoli thing?
Which can...
What do you mean? How many... Are you talking about... Okay, I think I know what you mean when you say which. Recently, she made $1 million in 6 hours. She started, like, her own OnlyFans account, and it, like, blew up.
So I didn't hear about that. That's like a different thing.
Yeah, then the Dr. Phil
than-
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people say that
When the
it's...
burgers are getting closer and closer.
some people say that it's weird that so many people jumped
Godzilla
onto
said,
her.
imagine saying I am spamming when I am being funny LMAO.
Let's see. So some people say it's weird that Danielle Bregoli's OnlyFans blew up because she just turned 18, and there's this weird discussion about, like, if you get super interested in someone right after they turn 18, is it still bad?
Well, isn't that like the same sort of thing that people were talking about, like with Violet Irish, like turning 18? Like the sexualization and stuff.
Godzilla said burger shoe.
I didn't hear about the Billie Eilish stuff. I've never heard anyone call her Biley in my whole life. Like, until you said that. That was very interesting. I've only ever heard Billie Eilish. Like,
I didn't call her Violet.
what? I could have sworn you called her Biley.
I did say the... well, I mean, the connection is pretty weak. My internet and stuff, like, it will be kind of cutting off a little bit, like you're saying.
Maybe it was like a weird
So maybe that's how it
connection.
sounded. That's not what I intended to say. Or pronounce.
No worries. No worries at all. Man, yeah, that guy gets hard. He's like the strongest thing in the game.
So you're talking about her OnlyFans? Her
Yeah.
Goldie?
So, I mean, there's not much to say other than the made $1 million in 6 hours, and the question of, is it wrong for someone to be into someone who just turned 18 as like an adult? Is like something that like people were like questioning, which I think is interesting because it kind of points at how like arbitrary.
So you think everyone will sue you for defamation? Like, what do you mean everyone? Yeah, you were saying. Yeah.
It kind of points to how like kind of arbitrary the age of consent is, and also how like people's feelings on it can be. So I've seen some people say
What do you mean
like,
by age of consent?
That
Like,
that I called someone super
insofar as like age of consent is like, none of those people are like sex with her or anything.
well,
Like it's like this like
but
sort of like
that's-
distance
but
over
that's
the internet.
the
shit.
borderline of like whether or not it's like wrong for someone to be like into it kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
like sexualizing people that age and such. But
Right.
like, that's not really like an age of consent thing.
but it is because that's like the age that we're using as like the determining factor. You know what I mean? Like it's not like 18s being picked just to be picked. It's because in a situation where you would, well, and also because 18's like the porn age as well. Those two just happen to line up. But it's not that like they just happen to line up. It makes sense why they're the same age for that as well. So like it's all like tied into each other. Why like 18's like the number
I'm
or
confused
supposedly
to what
okay.
you're trying to say.
People are saying it may not, like some people are saying just because someone's 18 doesn't mean it's okay to like sexualize them or whatever, or to like show interest in wanting to see them sexualized, like in porn kind of thing. It's the concept that's like being discussed with the whole Danielle Bregoli thing. Because a lot of people are like, she wasn't like, slightly before now it would be considered bad. Just because she's just now 18 doesn't mean that you should like be all in for like the Danielle Bregoli train or whatever. And some people are saying that it's like
Godzilla replied
a
to getting
jab on
lost
their
in
character.
Gator's
I feel like
but what is your opinion on open dick surgery?
Like I get it. It's the same sort of thing that happened with Billie Eilish, but she wasn't doing like, you know, OnlyFans or porn or something.
She was like just turning
People were
18.
sexualizing her before she turned 18, and then she turned 18, and it's still not fine,
Right.
sort of thing.
That's fair. I wasn't aware of.
I mean, I definitely should not like to sexualize people generally,
That's also fair.
but
To say.
people don't care as much when they get older, you know?
I guess one thing that's interesting about the like, it's not
Like,
fine.
people talking about, like, whoever those people are twerking on TV or whatever they're talking about. Like, what channel was that?
Twerking on TV.
Like, one of those channels or something? Yeah.
What's the twerking on TV? I know
Like
the.
a TV program.
I know there's like a Kalupi thing.
Like
that we looked
BET
at.
or something, you know, like something like that.
Godzilla said skeleton.
That's what Killer Croc wanted at the end of Suicide Squad, was just to be able to watch BET and look at like twerking videos or whatever. That was really weird. How did the twerking video thing connect? I don't actually understand like how that ties in.
Okay.
Let's see. Jimmy Shoulders. I'm trying to remember something else that I was thinking about. Also, this guy should go in for the kill. It wasn't enough. Got it. Yeah, I just don't remember what I was gonna say. Like after the whole Danielle movie. She did break the like record that was on OnlyFans by like a good bit for like making $1 million on OnlyFans. Before it was
So
that.
wait, go back.
Who's going back?
No, I accidentally closed the tab, wondering if Wolverine can swim. So Stack Exchange, again, with an actual answer, says yes, Wolverine can swim He does so with trepidation because it is one of the only ways he can be killed again and again and again.
It's true.
And is completely dependent on someone else saving him. I mean, that's kind of true. But then also, like, in the way that, like, immortals can just be, like, buried or something, like, under, like, rubble or whatever, it's, like, the same sort of situation, right? Like, if he's in, like, the Twin Towers during, like, 9/11 or something, like, he could just get, like, buried alive. And, like, there's all kinds of situations like that, like, other building collapses or, like ships sinking and stuff, where, like, he can have that happen to him. And then, like, as time goes on, you just keep having that being a threat and stuff. Like, even if you stay away from the ocean, you can still get, like, buried alive or, you know, caught in those sorts of traps and stuff.
That is true.
And he's, like, as potentially, like, unless he can, like, healing factor his way out, like, if he can, like, dig his way out or some shit, but probably not, like, I don't know. If he's, like, so heavy, like, the weight of, like, the dirt and, like, debris, like, but I don't know, he's, like, super strong, so, yeah, but the thing about, like, that is, you have to have, like, sort of, like, leverage and stuff to, like, dig yourself out, yeah, because, like, there's no room to, like, move, you know, like, the material that you're trying to move out from on top of you, like, out the way, because, like, there's just no place to put it, you know? Like, if you're, like, digging a hole, you have to, like, take that dirt and, like, take it, like, outside the hole, but if you're underground, you can't, like, dig, unless you have some, like, mold, like, hands or something, but even then, they have, like, a tunnel behind them and stuff, you know, they start from, like, outside the dirt and tunnel in, so they can, like, push it aside. Stuff.
Godzilla said if you guys made a short story together, what would it be about? Talking about Jet and Ryan.
I ask Ryan sometimes if he'd be interested in, like, writing stuff, and he's always like, no. So, it just seems like not that I wouldn't be interested in doing it, but it doesn't seem like he is showing interest. Has that changed though, Ryan? Are you now like, hey, you don't know, like, I do that? What are your thoughts?
I don't know, it just seems like a lot of something I don't feel like doing.
Well, you heard it here first. It's not something he feels like doing. Damn, what the fuck? Who'd I kill? Whoever I killed had a
Godzilla said damn.
Everybody effect.
As if it wouldn't just be Jet pitching ideas as the ideas guy.
Godzilla said he killed the thinking emoji.
Oh, I know.
Murder.
Yeah, that is a pretty fun game.
Gosh, this is so... Ooh, this could actually be a saving grace.
So on Reddit, someone says that he's strong enough to swim as long as he keeps going, but not buoyant enough to keep afloat.
That's
What do you think about
interesting.
that?
Do they have like a scan or something?
Because, like, he's been depicted as swimming.
I feel like we could find him keeping afloat. Like, if they try to, like, argue that he can't. I do feel like that's one of the cool things about comics, is that you can pretty easily call bullshit on something by just, like, finding, like, a panel where someone just straight up, like, says something to the contrary, or where you just
The
see
counter
it.
example.
Right. And you don't have to, like, time code or something. Like, just a snapshot of the source material is good enough. Oh, fuck. This is gonna suck. Oh, no! Shit, okay. This is actually going, surprisingly well. So, these Griffin dive bombers, their powers are based on, like, working with other Griffin dive bombers, but normally I only ever fight them on their own. So it's crazy to fight like a group and it's like all of us are Griffin dive bombers. I'm like, shit. Okay. And they're dodging my attacks.
So people were talking about like if he was like drowning or whatever, would he die? Insofar as when you take him out of the water, he like heals so he's fine, but like while he's like drowning underwater, he just keeps drowning.
I think it's that he like keeps trying to heal the whole time, but can't successfully do so until the water is removed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my take. Okay. Alien. Wait, is that how you say his name? Maybe. I'm gonna say they rule over the unsullied meadows. Hey, and I want a prize.
Internet connections some shit right now.
I've heard it gets worse and worse like the further into the night you go. But I feel like that doesn't fully make sense. Because I don't think people are like getting on the internet later and later. You think it would spark or spike like in the evening? When like everyone's maybe
like just like at my house or whatever. Yeah.
Well,
like I think we need to like reset the router. Because it'll happen. Like it'll just need to be like turned on and off. The connection will get better or something.
Understandable. Okay. If I... Oh, wait, do I have points to use? I only have 3 points. That's not a lot. Yeah, that's not a lot of anything. I can't use 3 points for shit. Thanks. Okay, we're just gonna have to roll with it. I might have some items or something, like a better weapon I could equip. I haven't really fucked with my items at all. Oh, I have a rune or something. Let's see. Creatures have +10 maximum health. Creature shell buffs now also heal them for 30% their maximum health. I don't know if I have shell buffs. Let's equip the aim rune. So now my creatures are quite healthy. That should help out a little bit. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. Genie dude is probably like the biggest threat, other than of course the main guy. But I think the main guy is always like a big like damage sponge, so you can kind of be annoying. I just kind of need to kill his support before it's a problem. Okay. What? Okay. That's helpful. Shit. And the whole team died. That was so fast. Let's try that one more time. If I don't get it this time, then I'll dibbity-doo-dub-dub. And I'll read some Forever in the Infinity Man. We're off to a pretty good start so far. He has this weird whistle thing that he's doing, where he's like killing my dudes. Jeez. That's actually really helpful to have both of them at the same time. Okay. Oh, the hand dodge. So far we're doing pretty well this time. I would say.
The Wolverine bio mentioned, yes, 105 pounds of adamantium or 47.6 kilograms in his native metric system. This is good idiot. God.
I don't think this will kill. Yeah, it got close.
It also said that immediately after this
Godzilla
was
said, "Let's go."
his healing factor was slowed, so that it might take weeks to recover from multiple wounds. But eventually the factor returned to full strength and
Yeah, like he was nerfed
for a bit after he got his adamantine skeleton procedure.
I wonder if his body was like constantly trying to like healing factor itself. Maybe because it wasn't used to the adamantium or something. Okay. It's hard to. Yeah! We did it! Nice. Levels all the ways.
He is fluent in Cheyenne, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Lakota, Russian, Spanish, with some French, Thai, and Vietnamese. All the languages he can speak.
He's been around. So I'm going to end the stream momentarily because I beat the boss, and that's what I wanted to do. Beat the boss.
Absolutely despise this game, so we don't really say anything at all in the chat.
When you just weren't saying anything at all, even during Skyrim,
Godzilla
so it
said
doesn't really
average
matter.
Jet Fan versus average Ryan Enjoyer.
Got him.
Let's see.
That was
So we're gonna hit
Was it funny for you?
the notebook. So not the notebook. We're gonna go to maybe save game will show. No, because I think it just says save game. Yeah, it doesn't tell you shit. I want to know my percentage of progress. I know you can see that by hitting the PlayStation
Godzilla
button.
said it is very funny IDK what you are talking about.
also, I
What?
wasn't talking
My
on
percentage
the
of
Skyrim
progress.
thing because I had a mental breakdown.
Let's see. I hope you're feeling better. What's the game percentage? I don't know what percentage done I am. I've done 4 pages worth of completed quests. But I still don't know how much of the game I have left. Because that's what I want to know. Is there like another menu? Wait, character. Time played. Yo, guys. We're really close to 24 hours played of Siralim. Like, if I play like for like 33 more minutes, I would have played for the length of like a whole day. Let's see. Ooh, achievements. So I'm 62% of the way through the story. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So I still have 38% of the story left to do. So we've done more than half of it. That's good. I can try and see if I can get a like a boss done a day, just about. I don't know, because I do like Skyrim, and Skyrim does end up taking like a good bit of my time like away from this, but I also like this a lot. And the 4th game in this series is already out on Steam, but it's going to be coming out for console soon. So I'm trying to beat this game so I'll be ready for the 4th one. So stay tuned, because there's definitely going to be more Siralim in the future. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, or ring that notification bell to be notified when I do these videos. This is your friend, your boy, JetBlack, the one only, here with Ryan.
Volt, who just got back.
Oh, Volt. Hey, Volt, welcome back.
Hey, hey.
Hey man, the press board.
Godzilla said, hey Bolt.
Here with Volt, who just got back, Tankman, who I hope feels better soon,
Godzilla said Godzilla the base lore.
Godzilla the base lord. Ryan, do you want to do a shout out, my dude?
Ryan, the man does the bits.
Ryan is the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, there we go. Big man. We love Ryan.
And Blames, who like dipped out before the intro. Signing out. Peace out, guys. I hope you guys all have a happy, fun night. Check it out.